What if I told you that the thing quietly stealing years off your life isn't alcohol, isn't smoking, and it isn't even junk food? What if the real killer is something you do every single morning? Something so normal, so routine, that you've never once questioned it? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to rethink everything you thought you knew about how men die younger than women. I'm Dr. Sara Lilly, and today we're exposing the 5 habits that are literally shortening men's lives. And alcohol? That's only number 5. Men die younger than women in nearly every country on Earth. On average, men live about 5 to 7 years less than women. For decades, scientists blamed biology, hormones, chromosomes. But here's what the latest research is actually showing us. Lifestyle choices account for the majority of that gap. That means this is not fate. This is not written in your DNA. These are habits, and habits can be changed. So let's get into it. The number 1 habit that is silently cutting men's lives short is the refusal to seek medical help. Studies consistently show that men are dramatically less likely than women to visit a doctor, schedule routine checkups, or report symptoms until a condition has become critical. There's a deeply ingrained cultural belief that going to the doctor is a sign of weakness, that men should push through pain, ignore discomfort, and only show up at the emergency room when things have gone catastrophically wrong. The result? Men are diagnosed with cancer, heart disease, and diabetes at far later stages than women, when treatment is harder and survival rates are significantly lower. Prostate cancer, testicular cancer, colon cancer, all highly treatable when caught early, all deadly when ignored. This one habit, this stubborn silence, is costing men decades of their lives. If you are a man watching this right now, please hear me when I say, going to the doctor is not weakness. It is the smartest, strongest thing you can do. The second habit is chronic social isolation. Now I know what you're thinking. How does being alone kill you? But the science here is staggering. Research from Brigham Young University found that loneliness and social isolation increase the risk of premature death by up to 26%. Men, far more than women, tend to lose close friendships as they age. After school, after the military, after a divorce, men often find themselves with no one to call, no one to talk to, no emotional outlet whatsoever. And when emotional pain has nowhere to go, it goes inward. It becomes chronic stress, it becomes depression, it becomes inflammation in the body, cardiovascular disease, and a weakened immune system. Women build and maintain emotional support networks throughout their lives. Men are often told that needing people is needy, that vulnerability is embarrassing, but loneliness is not a feeling, it's a physiological threat, and it is quietly killing men at an alarming rate. The third habit is poor sleep. Specifically, bragging about poor sleep. There is a bizarre badge of honor in male culture around not sleeping. I only need 4 hours. I'll sleep when I'm dead. And tragically, that last part may come true sooner than expected. Chronic sleep deprivation below 7 hours per night is linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and significantly reduced immune function. But here's what makes this even worse for men specifically. Testosterone, the hormone most central to male health, is primarily produced during deep sleep. Men who regularly sleep less than 6 hours have testosterone levels comparable to men 10 years older than them. Low testosterone means low energy, increased body fat, poor muscle recovery, brain fog, and depression. You cannot hustle your way out of sleep debt. Every hour you skip is a withdrawal from your health account, and that account has a limit. The fourth habit is emotional suppression, and this one runs so deep it's almost invisible. From childhood, boys are taught not to cry, not to show fear, not to admit they're struggling. By adulthood, many men have spent decades burying grief, anger, anxiety, and sadness so deep they can no longer even identify what they're feeling. And what happens to emotions that are never processed? They don't disappear. They become cortisol. They become high blood pressure. They become the reason men are 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women. They become the reason men drink too much, eat too much, work too much, anything to avoid sitting with a feeling. Emotional suppression is not stoicism. Stoicism is about controlling your response to emotions. Suppression is pretending the emotions don't exist at all. And the body keeps score every single time. And yes, finally, number 5, alcohol. You already knew this one was coming, but let's talk about why it's actually only number 5. Alcohol causes liver disease, increases cancer risk, destroys sleep quality, damages the heart, and accelerates cognitive decline. Men drink more than women in almost every culture on Earth, and men are twice as likely to develop alcohol use disorder. It absolutely shortens life. But here is the honest truth. If men address the 4 habits above, many of them would naturally drink less. Because most excessive drinking in men is a coping mechanism for loneliness, emotional suppression, chronic stress, and exhaustion. Alcohol is often the symptom. The habits above are the disease. So there you have it. 5 habits that are shortening men's lives, and only one of them is what most people expected. The refusal to seek help, the isolation, the sleeplessness, the emotional silence, and then the alcohol that numbs all of it. I'm Dr. Sara Lilly, and I share this not to shame men, but because I genuinely believe men deserve better. Better information, better tools, and a world that stops telling them that self-destruction is strength. If this video helped you, share it with a man you love. It might just save his life. I'll see you in the next one.